Sean Cochran posted this. And I'm like, I'll give it a shot. So basically what you do is you go to Facebook Marketplace in Facebook and you just follow these exact instructions. Go to Facebook Marketplace, click on sell, and then go to items. And then from items, you upload a picture of a nice looking house. So this can be maybe one of your listing photos, maybe a picture of your own house, a picture that you took, or you don't, if you're looking for another picture, you can go to unsplash.com. That's unsplash.com. I talked about it on here before, but I'll do it again. Go to unsplash.com and you can find any picture of a house that you want to, maybe that fits your area. And you can just download for free, okay? So anyway, you can use any photo here, but I just used one of my listing photos, okay? And then what you do, there's one picture, it's all you need. And then in the title of the title section of the picture, I wrote this exact thing: 3 homes sent to your inbox that you can purchase for the same monthly payment as your current monthly rent. And under the price, put $1 or 0, but I was able to put $1. And then under category, choose home sales, and then put your own zip code for your location. And then in the description section, you write this. I just copied and pasted this: rent over $1,500 a month, inbox me your monthly rent amount, and I will send you 3 homes to your inbox that you can purchase for the same monthly payment as your rent. And then under product tags, put rent and purchase. And when I did it, it's my first time doing this, and I didn't see a product tag section, so I just put I just put those hashtags. So here's how mine looked. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit so you can see it better. So this is how mine looks, like this. Okay, so that's exactly how it ended up looking. 3 homes sent to your inbox. Purchase, sorry, 3 homes sent to your inbox you can purchase for same monthly payment as your monthly rent. Grand Rapids, Michigan. And then I just put the little, you know, see I just put hashtags there. And that's all I did. 5,500 people viewed it. All right. Somebody's got a chat here. Hi, Zach. Okay, and this document I'm sharing, by the way, I did put the link here so you can open up this document and see what it looks like. So, and anyway, so now, as of right now, I have 106 leads. And what it seems to be that most of the people, they are looking for rent to own type situations, lease to own, or maybe other rentals because they're afraid about their credit, or they have some sort of credit issue they think. And so that's what's happening, but not all of them. So you kind of have to, so then I just started messaging them things, and I've got a lot of buyers here now, you guys. Like, I am going to be so busy. Some of them are going to be moved slow, and some of them are going to have challenges, but I've got a lot of buyers. And do I want a lot of buyers? No, but I've got people I can give these leads to. Some people were saying earlier when I was asking who did this, some of you were saying, oh, they have bad credit. These are still really good leads, so they need help. So this is where you find either or both. Find either a lender that is just really good with online leads, B, is willing to talk to somebody and help them, you know, ask the right questions and then give instructions to help this person get on the right path. And maybe a credit specialist. So I'll show you my marketplace now and some of the conversations I had. I got some more recently and some people message me. I'm like, I can't deal with you right now. So this guy is a new guy. He needs to pay less than 600. Okay, fine. I'll tell you what we got. Nothing but. This one, she's really anxious for me to hurry up. I'm working on it. Okay. This is a new person. I haven't, you know, $1,000 a month rent. This guy is looking for a private lender for rehabs. So I'm going to work on that with him and see what that's about. I just got to get his phone number next. Alice said she got 20 more just on Facebook chat who didn't click. Okay, you want to get emails. So I'm going to tell you what I did to get emails. It was a lot of intensive work. All right. And I'm going to give you my scripts that I used. This guy, Jay, totally wants to buy a house. Here's his email address. Here's his number. He can verify his monthly income, he said. You know, he wants to buy. I mean, so I had, you know, messages with them. Haiti, she wants to speak Spanish. So I, you know, just Google Translate. I can speak Espanol. Because then what I'll do is I'll find a lender that can speak Spanish, and then if it's going to turn into anything, then I'll just refer the client if there's too much of a communication problem. Oh, okay. I'm going to show you how I'm getting numbers, okay? Because I am getting numbers easy. Kenneth totally wants to buy. Here's his number. There's his email. Okay. Nina's not talking to me right now, but that's okay. I mean, I have 106 like this. There's Eric's email. There's Nathan's phone number. You know, Duca, there's his name. His name's really Danny, I found out, and there's his phone number. I mean, I'm getting a lot here. Okay, and so, but I'm working it. So I want to share with you how it's been going. Giving the Spanish leads to a partner who's using your students at school. Oh, awesome. What a fantastic idea. Paying the students a little when they close. How nice. Wow, I love that, Jennifer. So Jennifer is saying, she's giving Spanish leads to a partner who's using students at a school to help translate, and it's going to be paying the students a little when the deal closes, and then working to get those students into real estate school and building a team. Oh my gosh, I'm totally doing that. I love it. So let me share with you kind of how it's been very easy for me to get them to talk to me and give me their number. And I don't know how, I mean, it just worked out. I just was thinking and like, ooh, what could I ask now? So this is my messaging script that I'm using. And you guys, I actually have this like in my notes in my computer. I have it right here so that I can just copy and paste, because I started working on this so much. I'm like, I just copy and paste what I wanted to say. So it was right there on my computer. So usually what happens is people will say, because it's like just an automatic message, is this still available? Or they'll send you the rent payment that they're looking for. And they don't read didn't read the ad really well. So they don't really understand that you're going to be sending them 3 properties that kind of match that same rent payment. They're looking for rent to own, land contract, and somebody to rent. I mean, that's what their mindset is. So this is my first question. What is the monthly payment? And I start out like, hi, Joey. Hi, Susan. Like I make it personal. And then I say, what is the monthly payment range you're expecting to pay for rent payment or a monthly mortgage payment? And then they answer it. I wait for them to answer. And then I say, thank you. Once they answer, they say $1,500 or $1,100 or $850 or whatever it is. Or I can go up to $1,600. Great. Thank you. I'm going to send you properties. What's your best email address? Most every single person has given it to me, except there's a couple said, could you just send it here? Sure. No problem. Yep. Just give me some time. I'm putting this together for you, and I'm getting a lot of requests, I'll say. So give me a bit of time. I'm putting this together for you. They're like, oh, okay, take your time, you know. So then they send me their email address, or sometimes maybe they won't, but I can see that they read the message. So then I ask my next question, Joey, may I ask if you are considering the possibility of purchasing a home? This has been the exact verbiage I've used. And 95% always respond to the question. So if they've been ignoring me, they respond to this question. They say, yes, I am. Or I do want to, but I'm not sure my credit can do it. Or I don't think I have the right credit. Or I think I might have to be renting for a couple more years. Or, you know, I am looking to buy a home. I am ready. I'm working on my credit right now. I'm ready. I mean, you'll get a variety of answers. And only some will say, no, I really just want to rent. But really what they're saying is, I don't think I can buy. I think I have to rent. Okay. That's what they're really saying. And then this is actually one thing. The next part is when they answer, they say, yes, I'm thinking about doing that, or I would love to do that. Great. That is such great information. And I might say, hey, are you working with a realtor? But I don't quite do that yet. I wait, because the next thing I say is I do this. What is your best phone number? I have my own mobile app and will text you the link. My app is faster and more useful than Zillow. You will be able to view homes for rent or for sale from wherever you are located. On that note, I am going to give you my text that once they send me their phone number, I text them from my actual cell phone, because I have the notes in my cell phone. This is my actual text that I send. Okay. So, and you guys, with your kvCore accounts, you all have your own Millions Map app. I will tell you, I used to not like Millions Map, but now I do, because I understand it a little better. Your Millions Map app is whatever your kvCore domain is, with a / then app.php. So try downloading this yourself. And then that will be your branded to you app. And what's nice about that is I've used that when I go to showings. You know, sometimes I'll have to just show like 10 houses in a day, and I won't have time to like print out the papers of each, you know, the listing MLS data sheet for each house. So I'll just bring my app with me, because what you do is on your app, you can just click homes near me, click near me, and then it'll show you all the homes and rentals, by the way, that are on the MLS that are in your vicinity. And then so then you can say, oh, well, I'm sitting in this house right now. And people say, well, how old is this house? Oh, let me check. Oh yeah, this was built in 2004. You know, and I just have it right there. Or I'll be driving past with my buyers and they'll see a sign. Oh, how come that house didn't come up in the search? I see there's a sign across the street, and I'll look it up and it's, oh, because that's a different price range, kind of out of your price range. Oh, okay, you know, you know, and so I've been enjoying my Millions Mapped app now. Okay. So anyway, so as soon as I get their number, I get it. And that's how I'm getting their number. I'm this exact verbiage here. And what I do in the message is I have it with a space between, like that. So it says, what is your best phone number? They can see that first, then there's a space, and then this part. So people are giving me their number. They have I only had only one person said, I'm not really comfortable giving out my phone number. I'm like, oh, that's just fine. I'll just email you. That's fine. You know, no big deal. Only one person. Another little script I used was, since you might be interested in pursuing homeownership, I'd like to put you in contact with my lender just so you can get a clear path and next steps. And some people will say, oh my gosh, that would be great. If, you know, and if they say, oh gosh, I'm not sure. I'm like, don't worry about it. It's not scary. I know it can be, but he's just going to ask you some questions and see if he can help you. It's going to be fine. This is just the first step. You know, I just kind of say something encouraging. And then what I do here is if they don't want to give me their email right away, what I'll do is I'll just create a squeeze page that's a multi-property squeeze pages for rentals. So I don't have a ton of rentals in my area on the MLS. So I'll just do this huge part of West Michigan. I'll show you how I do it. This gigantic part of, I don't ask where they're looking. I'm just like, here's West Michigan. This is where you're gonna rent. And then, you know, I put the link, my squeeze page link, especially if I don't have their number, I put the squeeze page link right here, or the email address if they won't give me that either. I just put the squeeze page right here and I say, here are the West Michigan rental properties available on the multiple listing service. I say that because I don't want to assume they know what MLS means. There are other rentals available, but these are the ones listed on the MLS that I can assist with, I say. And I say, my system will ask you to log in, and then I give the link. And that's worked. I've gotten people's emails who didn't give me their email before because they'll click on this and they'll check it out, okay? And then I'll say this, I'll say, I'm working on the properties for sale next because I promised you properties for sale. This list will be emailed to you. And if I still don't have their email address, I'll say, what is your best email address, okay? And if I still don't have their email address or they've kind of been ignoring me a little bit, I'll say this. If you are considering purchasing a home in the future, I'd like to talk to you more about that and how I can help. What is your best email address? I will send you properties. So through this messaging, I've had some pretty good response. So let's go back now to look at some of these conversations. I go back to some of my earlier beginning ones, maybe. Okay, so this guy's Joey. I remembered his name, so I'm gonna talk about Joey here for a minute. I just want to show you some of these conversations. So here, is this still available? And I just say, can you tell me what your current rent payment is, or the rent payment that you plan to have? And he says, I was paying $300. I can pay anything around that. I prefer around $1,100. I said, okay, great. I'm going to send you some properties. He's like, thanks so much. Great. What's your email address? I get, you know, and he sends it. And then there it is. And then I was getting ready to do a home buyer seminar. So I said, while I'm putting this together for you, I wanted you to know about this event. So I did do that. Anyway, then after that, I said, Joey, thank you for your patience. And I said, here are the West Michigan rental properties available on the multiplied listing service, blah, 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 blah. And I said exactly what the script I just told you. There are other rentals available, but these are the ones listed on the MLS I can assist you with. My system will ask you to log in. And so then he kind of ignored me. He ignored me because I sent this on September 29th, you know. So then the next day, it was 2 days later, I tried it again. I said, Joey, what is your best phone number? I have my own mobile app. And then he just sends me the number. Okay, fantastic. All right, so here's Aaron. He responds, is it still available? My rent's $1,100. Okay, great. I will send you properties. What is your best email address? And he says, don't laugh. It was my military nickname, Bad Boy. Okay, fantastic. All right. So then I go, you know, then I say, I said, thank you. I'm going to be putting this together for you. May I ask you if you're considering the possibility of purchasing a home? Yes, he says. Very good. You know, I'm going to send you properties that will show you how much you can purchase with that monthly payment. Can I ask, are you working with a realtor lender yet? No, I'm not. Okay, great. I'm working on this. In the meantime, what's your best phone number? I have my own mobile app, blah, blah, blah. I just copied and pasted. Okay. And then he sends me the phone number. And then he says, you know, since you were in the military, you may qualify for a VA, which is 0 down. He doesn't think so because he doesn't think his credit score is high enough. Okay, and which is fine. So maybe he can just do an FHA, whatever. And I said, well, perhaps we can get you there. If you can buy a house 580 credit score in some cases, blah, 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 blah. And then I said, you know, it might help you to work with a lender to get your credit score to 620. Either way, I can assist you. He said, okay, thank you. So I've got his number. I've already hooked him up with my lender. This one's not responding. This one wants to speak Spanish, which I did hook up with a Spanish-speaking lender. This is Tasha. And oh, she's and her mother have just switched jobs. They both they live together and they want to buy a house together. And so they've got new jobs with better income. And so there's her email address, there's her phone number. I just did the same exact script that I gave you guys. You know, yes, you know, thank you. May I ask, are you considering the possibility of purchasing a home? Yes, my mother and I are looking for a long-term family home. You know, very good. You know, so anyway, so that's what I've been doing, and it's working. It is a shit ton of work. All right. I'm just telling you that now. But now that I've given you this script already and you just follow the same thing, you copy and paste it, just this messaging script, just do this and you will get there. Zach, are you inviting these people to like your Facebook business page? Zach, that is my next step. I've had these conversations back and forth, and yes, but that's my next step. Is you know, now that I'm in touch with you, this is how you can find me. You know, I think I'm gonna come up with something to entice them to like my page. Like, hey, I just posted this, and I don't know what I'm gonna post yet. I just posted blank. You know, maybe something with credit, you know, 10 credit tips or something like that on my Facebook business page. Like my page and you'll get it. You know, something, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm trying to think about it for a second, Zach, but that's my next step. So yes. So again, this is the messaging script that helped me get all the emails and numbers. And this is the text that I send. Now, once I get them, then I gotta go and add the contact. So I'm gonna zoom in here more. So I go ahead and I click add contact, first and last name, and you know, and I don't put them in here till I have at least an email or a phone number. And then I enable email, call, and text. And then I'm just, for most of them, I'm calling them a renter first. I don't call them a buyer, I just call them a renter first. And the reason I do that mostly is because I don't want certain campaigns to activate yet. So I just do renter and not buyer, just renter and then new lead. Because if I did buyer and new lead, then the default buyer campaign will automatically start, and I don't want that. Because for whatever reason, when you add a contact, it won't also let you add a hashtag. And if I could add a hashtag, I could prevent the other one, you know, campaign from running, but it doesn't let me do it. So this is how I do it. So just do it this way. So call them a renter and then call them new lead. And I just say manual add. If you go in and create, you can go in and create a source. But I'm, you know, Facebook Marketplace, but I don't have time for that. I just manual add. And I'm not going to start them on a campaign quite yet, although I did make a campaign and I'll tell you about that. And you can add a lender here if you want to, and then also copy the lender if you want to, and then add a note like pays $800 a month, wants to buy, is worried about credit, and then yes, add contact. Okay? Okay, I'm adding the contact. Shay. And that wasn't a very easy last name. 𝗃𝗏𝗁. 𝗃𝗏𝗁. Okay, I don't have a cell phone number, but I'm going to say yes. I have all these permissions. I'm going to call her a renter, not a buyer at this point. And I'm going to say it is a new lead. And lead source, I'm not going to worry about. I'm not going to worry about starting the campaign. I am going to go ahead and assign the lender right now. There he is. And I can CC the letter. Would like to buy, but concerned about credit. Pays $8.50 a month. Okay. And then I'm going to add the contact. We all have a lot of lenders probably, you know, who want to do business with us. And it's not honestly easy to find a lender who is good at online leads, who will work them, who will take them seriously and take good care of them like you would. You know, yeah, some of these people are going to be bad credit and they're going to be slow burners. But it doesn't mean they're not going to be able to do it eventually. And some of them just need a little push. You know, I sold cars for 5 years. And what I learned is that your job for people like this is to help them believe that they deserve good things. That is your job. And so when I sold cars, that's what I learned. I'm like, that's my job. I help people believe they deserve good things. And so with these type of buyers, that's what you have to do, is help them believe that they have just as much access, just as much right to get a house just like anybody else. They just need a little help and encouragement and be guided the right way. So it is, what I was going to say is, it's not easy really to find a lender who will be willing to work this with you or know how to. But I found one. I had done this homebuyer seminar and he was the lender that I invited actually to do it with me. And we only had a couple people show up. And I said, well, you know, Brandon, thanks for coming in. And I know we didn't have a lot of people show up, but I want to tell you, I just did this thing and I got these leads and they're all these kind of leads. And I explained it to him. He's like, oh, I love those kind of leads. I'm like, you do? He's like, oh yeah, I can do those all day long. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I just give them the instructions what they do. And I give myself a reminder about when I'm going to follow up with them. And then I send them text messages like, how are you doing on the progress of those items? And if they respond, I know they're working it and I continue working with them. If they don't respond, I know they're not serious. And I said, well, how many actual transactions do you think we can get from these leads? He's like, maybe 1 in 50, maybe it could be better. You know, I'm like, well, I got 200 leads. It'll be worth it for 2 deals, you know, honestly, but I think it can be better. So anyway, find you a lender that could work on this, because I think that's how you can manage this best. So I had never done it before, but I finally went to EXP and said, hey, I'm ready to add a lender. And they're like, okay, so all you do is you send EXP Realty your lender's name, the company they work for, their phone number and their email, and they will add it to kvCore and they will email you when it's done. And then what you can do is you can just, go lender and add the lender. You can just type it in and add them. And then you can add a note here and CC the lender. So that's what I did with most of these. Here, this one, custom note, pays $1,600 a month now. I think split with brother, wants to buy, possibly also with brother. I already CC'd him, but I'm just going to do it again. Poor Brandon, he's on vacation right now, but he'll be back tomorrow. So anyway, so now he has access to kvCore and he's working these leads with me. And then he is updating the notes when he's doing something. And, it's going to be cool. I'm excited about it. So that's what I'm doing. So the other thing I'm doing here, once I get them in the system, is if I get their number, I make sure I've texted them my app. right from my phone. And then what I do is I put them on a search alert. So let's do one. Can you have more? Yes. Yes, you can have more than one lender with kvCore. There's one kind of primary lender that you have. Like, you can choose one primary, but you can have as many as you want that you can assign to different leads. So let's say, you know, I got a couple of these Spanish speaking clients, and I don't think that Brandon has anybody that works with them that speaks Spanish. So I could assign them to my other lender that I know does speak Spanish, or not assign it to a lender at all. So I don't know that my way is the best way, but this, I'm just telling you what I'm doing, okay? All right, so there they are. And I don't have a phone number yet, I'll get one. So I'm gonna add the hashtag. The hashtag I'm gonna add is Facebook Marketplace. Now, that's the hashtag I have, just so I can find these people and organize them. I do have a campaign that I created. I'm going to show you what my campaign looks like, but I'm going to go ahead and add that campaign now. So I'm just going to go choose the campaign. I'm going to add it, and I call it Facebook Marketplace campaign with number. I'll get her number, so I'm not worried about that. And the only reason it says with number is just because I have tasks for calling, and I was going to kind of make a different one to get with more emails to try to get the phone number, but I just haven't made that campaign yet, so that's fine. Just going to give that one. And then what you can see here, once I've got the campaign, this is the campaign that's going to start going out. I'm going to have an intro email, and then I have these first couple interactions, and then I've got the invite to download my mobile app, you know, a task to call, and I've got a couple credit education emails in here, which I'm happy to share with you guys. Otherwise, you could just leave them on any old campaign, a renter campaign. There's a default renter campaign inside kvCore you could use if you wanted to. But I'm fancy, and I like to do fancy things, so I'm sorry. Leanne, she's a new agent. Please tell me how to do the math to know how much? Oh, that's a great question. So Lee wants to know how to do the math to figure it out. So I'll tell you, because if you were going to do this really for each person, Lee, you would not have, you'd need to hire like 5 people. So first of all, you can just go to any like mortgage calculator, okay, and just kind of play around with it to figure it out, you know. Oh, look at that, mortgage calculator with PMI and taxes. Look at, ask and you shall receive. All right. Look at that. So I've been doing, you know, because a lot of people are telling me their rents, you know, I don't know, 700, 800. I've been doing between $125,000 and $150,000 houses. And luckily in my area, there's still, you know, I'm in West Michigan, and there's still a good amount of houses in that price range. I would just choose a couple of ranges, you know, maybe choose like a $700 to $800 range, and then maybe a $1,000 to $1,200 range, and just like a couple, and just, you know, leave it at that, because otherwise you're going to make yourself crazy. So let me show you, let me go back now and show you how I'm setting up these up to the managing parts. That's what we want to get to. So step 1 is I add the contact. Step 2 is I put them on a campaign. Step 3 is I set up the search alerts. So there's Shay. All right. So Shay, to remind myself, what does she want? Okay, she's worried about her credit score, 850. Okay, so come on, kvCore, don't fail me now. It's being really weird. Okay, so I added, step 1 was I added her as a contact. I don't have her number yet. I will get that. I put her on the campaign, And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do search alerts. And so I click here, ever so slowly and carefully, search alerts. As soon as it decides there. And then it's gonna, and then it pops up add alert. So I'm gonna add an alert. Now you have up to 2 alerts you can add. So the first alert I'm gonna send is rentals, okay? And so in kvCore, what you do is listing type, and I'm gonna residential lease, okay? And I'm not gonna worry about any keywords. I'm not even gonna worry about areas. In my area, there are very few rentals on the MLS. If you're in an area where there is a high volume of rentals in your MLS, you could actually do, you know, the city or the county or the zip, you know, if you need to get that. But in mine, there's just not enough to make it, you know, there might be 1 or 2 that they get. So what I do is I choose draw on a map. And then that's where I live, you guys. It's the mitten. Okay, see, when Michigan people tell you where they live, this is what they mean, okay? So I'm in Grand Rapids, so I just kind of go in here and I even do, you guys, I am ridiculous. I draw area and I draw, I just real, you know, nothing fancy. There's West Michigan apply section, okay? I make this easy on myself, you guys. And I don't worry about price range because this is rentals. They're gonna get what they get because there's gonna be like, out of that whole area, there might be like 70 rentals that are on the MLS and that's it. So I'm not gonna worry about that. And then for frequency, I'm gonna just do once weekly. I could add a CC email address, like a second email address. I'm not gonna do that. I could add open houses, but I'm not gonna do that. This is rentals. So I just set the alert. And then by tomorrow, they will start getting them. Now, if I really want to go wild and crazy, I can see the recent results and I can copy the link. And so because I've made Shay wait, I'm going to go ahead and paste that link in here because this is her link. And I am going to also paste my little thing I was seeing, where I say, here are the West Michigan rental properties available in the multiple listing service. There are other rentals available, but these are the ones listed on the MLS that I can assist with. And then I say, my system will ask you to log in, and then ta-da, okay? And then since she hasn't given me her number yet, I'm also gonna ask for that. What is your best phone number? And there. Okay. And so what I just did is I created a search alert using the map for just rentals in all of West Michigan. And then what I did is here where it says send recent results, I could text it, I could email it. I copied the link and I put it because she was asking me, like, did you find anything yet? And so then I sent her link that I had created that's associated to her. And then it's her search that she's going to be getting. And then I ask for the phone number. So now I'm going to create a second search. And this time I'm going to create properties. In fact, I am going to say I'm working on the properties for sale next. This list will be emailed to you. I am going to add that to her so she knows. Okay. All right, somebody's texting or messaging me. Okay, so back to the map. So now let's do a second alert. We did the first alert, now we're gonna do a second alert. And this time we're gonna do properties for sale. And so I'm gonna click on edit here, and I'm gonna do both. In my, everybody's state is a little different, or your MLS is a little different. In mine, I'm able to do condos and single family. Some people, their area calls it townhomes. Some people, you have boat docks. I don't know, whatever. This is what I got. All right. And then I'm not going to worry about options or and I'm not going to put the area because I don't know yet where this girl wants to live. I want to just go big right now. So I'm going to draw a map and draw my area. So that's where the map is, Jody. Did you see that? Like I clicked on draw area. Okay. Or I clicked on edit map or whatever. So now I'm going to click draw area, and I'm just going to circle this all of West Michigan. Makes me laugh. And then apply the section. And then, you know, I'm in my head, I'm just like, all these people, they don't want to spend, they want to be around $1,000. So I just put like $130,000 for a payment. Sorry, for a cost. And I'm not going to worry about anything. I'm just, and I'm just doing this once weekly. I'm not going to send them open houses. If this was an active buyer and I had a buyer agency with them, I would send them open houses, but I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to set the alert. So I could save and send where it just automatically sends now. But if you just set the alert, it's going to, like, within the next 24 hours, it's going to go out. Okay. So there's that. So I've got alerts, I got campaigns, I got her hashtag written in. So step 1, add the contact with whatever information you can. Step 2, add the campaign, put them on some kind of campaign. Step 3, add the search alert, 1 for rentals and 1 for properties. And then add whatever hashtag you want to organize them. So now, if I go into my CRM here and I want to search for all of those, I got to put the hashtag and then Facebook Marketplace. And then these are the leads I have with that hashtag. And I have only put in here so far 56 of these leads so far is how many of these marketplace leads I put in here. I haven't even put them all in yet. So then the other step that I didn't mention yet that I'm going to make sure I do is I am going to make sure I have let the lender know. And I did when I add it, but I'm just going to do it again just to make sure. Okay. So you can, you know, copy the lender. And then, so those are all the steps. So again, add the contact, add a campaign, add the 2 search alerts, add a hashtag that you want to come up with. Facebook Marketplace is what I did. And then make sure you assign a lender, if that makes sense in this case. And maybe also add a note that you can CC the lender about to work on. Now, you can also pin this note, whatever note about that person, at the top so that every time you go here, you can see what the heck this is. Okay? All right. Steve Phillips asking, is the search feature as good as the MLS or better? I honestly think it's the same. If you know my journey with kvCore, like I have been afraid to put people in it. I have been afraid to like use it solely. But the more I get comfortable in it, I mean, I'm doing most everything in kvCore now. Like my new buyers and things, I am putting them in kvCore, and instead of sending them properties from the MLS, I'm sending them properties here. And I like it because I don't know, they use it, you guys. Like I can see way more what these people are looking at in kvCore than I can on the MLS. So when I set people up for MLS searches, I can see if they viewed an email, but I mean, I can see, you know, everything Melissa's doing in here and how often she's in here looking, and I like that. And, you know, so basically what I can do is see how interested, you know, my people really are. So like I've got somebody in my sphere who started using my website, and I didn't even know she was interested in doing anything. And now she's getting ready to sell her house and she's looking at properties like every day. And I can see that on my website. So I'm really excited about that. So, you know, I let kvCore do its thing. I don't turn off the behavior alerts or what behavior automated things. You know, when people start doing stuff in kvCore, I let kvCore do its thing. I let kvCore do what it's made to do. And, but I was hesitant at first. So like this customer, this client, 𝗀𝗶𝘁𝗵, she's the one, she's from my sphere, and she's always looking at properties. You know, it's so funny. And then some of these leads, I can see 𝗸𝗃𝗁𝗏 was one of these leads, and I can see all the homes she's looking at. Now, she was one of these rental people, and she's looking at all kinds of properties. That's super fun. Jeff Lentz, another rental property guy from Facebook, he's totally into it. Oh, look, Jeff Lentz sent me an email. I didn't even know it. Oh, see, I didn't even notice it because I was on a trip, and I'm going to email him right now. I won't email him now. Well, I can right now. I will. I'll email him. I'm going to say, hi, Jeff. I just saw your email. I was at a conference. So I'm sorry if I was MIA. I'm glad you talked to Brandon. Let's see how this goes. I'm happy for you. Okay, I'm gonna do that, include my signature and send. Well, that's fun. See how much I'm enjoying kvCore now, you guys. I used to hate this thing, and so that's why I started teaching it. And now, I mean, that's good stuff right there. Make sure I had my number. He wants me to call him. That's nice. I'm gonna text that guy right now. Anyway, so that's one of my leads, you guys, and from this whole process. So I will show you campaigns next. Does anybody have any questions in the meantime? Hang on one second. Hi, Jeff, smiley face. It's Sylvia with eXp Realty, period. I'm sorry I've been out of touch, period. I was at a conference, but I'm back in town, period. I got your email, period. Let's talk tomorrow, exclamation point. I'm gonna call you in the early afternoon, smiley face, period. If you need to call me sooner, feel free, exclamation point. See, this is so cool, you guys. Like, if this is a deal I can do without having to pay a referral fee to somebody or pay for a lead, that's just beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? So marketing autopilot. So I just want to show you my campaign, and I just want to show you the campaign. So I am calling my campaign Facebook Marketplace campaign. And you can just set this up so that you can manually activate this campaign. You don't have to set it up so that it's going to activate when certain things happen. Don't worry about that. You can just have the campaign and then just assign the campaign to someone if you don't really understand campaign logic, because I don't have time to explain it right now. So you can just assign the campaign. But anyway, the first one I send is, I say in the subject line, we've been interacting on Facebook Messenger. So that's what they see in their subject line, is we've been interacting on Facebook Messenger. One thing you need to know about this, about the templates, is there's two different types of templates in Smart Campaign area. And the two templates are, one's a basic editor and one is an advanced editor. This is the advanced editor. And so whenever I created something, what I noticed, if I create it in the advanced editor, I can't just look at the template from the campaign. I have to actually go in. So what I did is I created this first template. This is the first one I sent, and just says, we've been interacting on Facebook Messenger. I'd like to introduce myself. And I just kind of give my little bio. And I say, going forward, I'll be sending you some information and ask you questions for your next home, whether it's a rental or a home you purchase. And then you can find me at She's Host GR, and then there's my video. And so and this is my intro video. And so that's what I have for my first email going out. All right. Then my second email is, I just have a task. This is a task for myself to text them my Millions Mapped app if I have their number. And then day 2 to call them if I have their number. And then the next day 5 is me just encouraging them to download the mobile app if they haven't already. And so I just said, I wanted to make sure you know I have my own mobile app, blah, blah, blah. If you haven't already, I invite you to download it. It's better than Zillow, blah, blah, blah. And then I have the link to my app. Day 6, I have to call them if I do have their phone. And the next one, I have a credit education email. Just I wanted to share information on your, learn about your credit score. And I talk about going to annual credit report and what to do there. Then I have like a buyer's guide one that's like, hey, buying a home's overwhelming, get your free buyer's guide, and they click on the link. And then day 30, excuse my persistence, which, and I like that email. That's a fun email. That's a kvCore email. I like that one. The pros and cons of paying off bad debt is another credit education one. And I just have a few things in there. I will share this campaign and all the things that are in it, and you can build the same exact campaign if you want to. So that's what I'm doing for these leads, is the long story. I hope you get lots of leads, and not just lots of leads. I hope you convert them. And honestly, that's why I'm so excited about this particular thing, whatever the strategy, because I feel like, you know what? I think I can actually convert some of these. But the key is, it's great when you can get leads, but then what are you going to do to convert them? And that's where the work comes in, you guys. Yeah, Jennifer said, you're giving people hope. It's true. And that's what I noticed. People are like, you think you can help me? Glenn Sanford, if you don't know his story, our founder, eXp Realty, maybe Jennifer could even speak to this. Before it was eXp Realty, he called it like buyer tours something. It was called, because that was his jam. He was a buyer's agent. So he was a stockbroker, and he worked with tech startup companies. And then in 2002 is when he became a realtor and started generating leads online. That was his thing, because he was just good at it already. And that's, we're talking 2002. So we're talking about like chat rooms and stuff where he was generating leads. And so he started generating a lot of buyer leads in a very similar way, I think, that we are here right now, only in these, old school chat rooms. And so he would get them, on websites and stuff, and he would get requests from them, for more information about a property or something. However it was in 2002, I don't know. I can't remember 2002. I was a high school teacher in 2002. But anyway, so what he would do is, once he'd get this request for more information about a property, he would physically go to the property. And we didn't have phones like this, right? We just had like flip phones and like a digital camera maybe. So he'd go and take pictures of the property, like his own pictures. And like he would actually take pictures of something that was really nice about the home, or like flaws, even like a scuff on the floor or whatever. And then he would send the pictures in an email to these people and say, oh, you had requested more information about the property. So I went to the property today and I took these pictures, and you know what? This home was really a great home. And here's what I liked about it. I did notice this and this though, but I would really like you to, you know, meet you at this house or show you this house in person when you want to get together or whatever. And that's what he did. And he built this huge team of like 60 million, you know, a year volume, but he was the buyer's agent. It was his team because that's just what his thing was. Yes, Jennifer said he was the top buyer's agent in 2003. Oh, he was the rookie of the year in 2002. Isn't that fun? Our little Glenn Sanford. Oh, he just, okay. Yeah, he showed the good, the bad, and the ugly buyers connected with him because of it. So, you know, and he just was a real person, you know, and that's what he did. And so he worked. The reason I'm telling you this is because he worked. Like, he didn't just expect this online lead to all of a sudden, you know, oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to show me a house and help me buy a house and I have perfect credit and everything's going to be great. And he like worked for it. And so, you know, you gotta do that. That's that's a good spiel, right?